Hello everyone and welcome back to the Goomba Grows YouTube channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how I apply a true casing layer to my mushroom cakes. Starting off, we have a fully colonized tub. Here you can see pins are starting to show, and different people have different opinions on when they like to add their true casing layer to their mushroom cake. Personally, I prefer to do it right as you start to see primordia or pins. Some people prefer to add their casing layer as soon as they transfer into fruiting conditions. You gotta be careful with this though, because you don't want your casing layer to colonize. Here I have a bag of Norspor's cocoa coir. This cocoa coir is not sterile, and it is also not pasteurized, I believe, and you're only supposed to use it on colonized substrate like we're doing here. I recommend pasteurizing your casing layer beforehand. I think it's just a little bit on the safer side. Just remember, guys, there is a difference between pasteurization and sterilization. That's something that I'm definitely going to go over more in depth in a separate video, but for now, just so you guys are aware, there is a difference. We're just going to start throwing handfuls of this cocoa coir all over the mushroom cake, pretty much just completely covering the top layer. Usually you want to do about a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch. I think a 1/4 inch works best. You don't want to suffocate the mycelium, and you don't want to pack it down. You want to make sure it's pretty loosely on there. Now I bet you're wondering, what are the pros of using a true casing layer? And there's quite a few. You can help prevent side pins, it can maintain the microclimate, it creates a water reservoir for the mushrooms, and it also supports growth of beneficial microorganisms. Now what are the cons? Extra work and resources to do this. Not all species will benefit from a true casing layer. It also presents opportunities for contam and delayed colonization times. I'll go a little more into depth about that in a second, but I am going to go ahead and pretty much heavily mist this cocoa coir. From Norspor it came pretty dry. I don't know if that was how it's supposed to come, but either way, the whole point of it is really to hold in that microclimate and create a water reservoir for the pins and the mycelium. So we're gonna give it a pretty heavy mist here and we'll move on. After I am done fully misting this tub, I'm gonna throw the lid back on and then we'll move it into fruiting conditions. But before we do that, I have a little public service announcement. I'm super excited to tell you guys all about it, and basically this video is sponsored by me. I've made my own website. You can find it at goombagrows.com, and on this website, I'm gonna really start trying to build a business for myself here. I'm gonna be selling some mushroom mycology cultivation supplies, so a whole bunch of different types of supplies. Starting off, I don't have all that much on here because I want to perfect my craft before I'm selling stuff to you guys. I want my stuff to be quality and I want it to be affordable. So I want to have some of the best prices on the market while also having the best quality. And as starting off as a small business, it's hard to do simply because I'm not able to buy all the materials I need for the products that I'm selling in bulk. I'm not getting the best price, and because I'm not getting the best price, I can't give you guys the best price. So hopefully in the near future, I'm gonna get my own lab set up. I'll be able to start buying stuff in bulk. I'll get more funds for it, and it's gonna be great. I'm really excited to bring it to you guys. You may also notice on my website a bunch of coming soon signs, and that's because that's exactly what it is. I'm gonna be selling in the future grain bags, substrate, all-in-one bags, stuff like that. And the reason I'm not selling that stuff yet is just simply because I haven't perfected it. Where with the culture jars, I feel like I've basically got it down to a T. My contamination rate has to be like under 1%. I have had actually 0 of the liquid culture bases that I've made be contaminated. I use them all myself. They work amazing. And even though I still don't have a flow hood, I am able to consistently make these and consistently get no contamination in them, because after they go in the pressure cooker and they're sterilized, they are not opened. So they go in sealed and they come out sealed, meaning there is absolutely no chance for contamination to get in. If they are contaminated, your money back guaranteed. Now, back to the video. Switching to fruiting conditions, I'm gonna take the masking tape off of the bin, apply these filter patches, as well as switch out the masking tape for micropore tape on the bottom. All right, let's check it out. 12 hours later, we have the pins. You can see they are poking through the casing layer, which is good. That means they're not being suffocated. Okay, and 12 more hours later, so now 24 hours since we applied that top layer of casing, these pins are getting huge, and they're getting huge quick. Looks like the casing is working well. It's not packed down too tight. And this next clip we are showing, I believe this is a full 2 days later after the casing has been applied, and they are really getting big. Some of these are looking super good. Some of them kind of seem like they're slacking behind, but overall, really good so far. And we're back so soon. This is actually just a couple hours after the last clip. I don't even think it was a full 6 hours. This is something I don't normally do on the first flush. Normally the first flush, I kind of just let it go, do its thing. I don't mist it, I don't fan it. But for this, because I didn't want the casing layer to be suffocating the pins, I thought I'd give it a little bit of air. I also started seeing some fuzzy feet on them. You can see mycelium poking through. So gave it a quick little fan here with a clean paper towel that I sprayed down with ISO. And now I'm going in for the mist too. Some spots were looking a little bit dry on the casing layer, and I thought, hey, why not? I'm sure I could use it. Get a little bit of the water on the side and stuff like that, and then I'll put the lid back on, spray some water in there to try and keep the humidity up. And hey, what better time than now to show you guys my cool little new animation I got. Seriously though, if you guys like what I do and you want to see more content on it, please hit that subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. And hey, it doesn't cost you guys a single penny. Okay, and this clip is going to be 24 hours after that last clip you guys just saw, and it looks like the misting and the fanning did do well for them, but hold your horses because just wait, the next clip is going to be even crazier. Now this next clip that you're going to see, this is 2 days after that last clip you just saw, and they are ready to be harvested. You can tell that some of them kind of are, maturing at different times and whatnot, but shortly after this clip I did pick them and harvest them, and they turned out great. However, I am going to leave you guys with a little bit of a cliffhanger. So this bin that you are seeing now is the exact same liquid culture that I used in the last clip and also was spawned to bulk at the exact same time. However, I did not apply a true casing layer to this, and it's just one of the examples I can show where not every species is going to benefit from a true casing layer. This bin had a much more even pin set, and I also got a much bigger harvest from it. I also thought that I would add this clip in here because I thought it was pretty funny, and here's the backstory behind it. The reason the last bit of footage for the non-casing layer bin was cut so short is because I actually had to go out of town. So right after I picked all the mushrooms off of the true casing layer bin, I was hoping I'd be able to delay the next harvest until I came back home where I could dunk it and get another flush out of it. But I came back home to this, so there was enough moisture inside of the true casing layer that it grew these mushrooms while I was away, even without any misting or dunking, and that was certainly a surprise to me. However, that is the end of this video. I appreciate you guys so much, especially if you made it this far in the video. Thank you all for your continued support, and have a good rest of your day.